Welcome everyone to my podcast, Bring It On, with my co-host Mike. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing very good. How are you?
Very good. Today we're going to talk about the two shows coming up this weekend. NXT Takeover Chicago, which I'm very excited about, and also Backlash that's going to be happening Sunday night. And I can't wait, for NXT Takeover, as always.
Of course.
And for people complaining, there hasn't been enough time to prepare the pay-per-view. I would have an NXT Takeover every month if I had my choice. I don't care. It's about wrestling. The angles are important, but not as necessary as on the main roster. Do you agree?
Of course, I agree. You can have it every month, like a third brand. It'd be amazing. Yeah.
Be amazing, especially now. If I was. I did my article on zwrestletalk.com. If you want to check it, I think it was very interesting. It's going to be a monthly thing where if I ran WWE, me and my friend, Zach, we're going to do the article where we talk about if we ran WWE, and everybody could run an article like that because everybody has their own opinion, and that's the fun thing about wrestling is we can share it, agree, disagree, fight over it, whatever. It's as long as everybody's got an opinion, it's interesting to hear about it, because if everybody thought or liked the same thing, what a very boring world we'd be living in, right?
Well, that's what's fun about wrestling. Everybody has an opinion, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so if I ran the WWE, I would bring the cruiserweights on NXT and also the UK guys. So if you do an NXT TakeOver show, then you could do it a little bit longer and have one or two cruiserweight matches and also a match from the UK.
Exactly.
Like they're going to have this weekend with Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
Exactly, yeah.
And so it helps to NXT being the wrestling show. The cruiserweight are so out of their place on SmackDown. On Raw, and especially on SmackDown when they do the taping after SmackDown.
Yeah.
It doesn't give them any chance. If they tape like 2 matches before Raw and 2 matches before SmackDown and then put it on the show, people would be excited. The excitement would be there because, instead of having Bo Dallas facing Curtis Axel on a dark match, you would have, like TJ Perkins facing Tony Nese, and then you have Rich Swann against Mustafa Ali.
That's right.
So people would be excited and it would be better for the show. Or you could have them being taped in Orlando.
Exactly.
At the same place they have the NXT tapings on a different day, and then people will be genuinely excited about the cruiserweights.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's my take. But anyway, for NXT TakeOver this weekend, we have, I just read this morning, if you haven't heard it before, the sad news that Tommaso Ciampa was injured last night. We don't know the gravity of his injury yet. We don't know if he's going to be out of the match, but it looks very awful. His knee tweaked. He stopped the match. It looks like a major knee injury. He jumped on the outside during a match with Sanity, and unfortunately, it looks like Tommaso won't be able to wrestle tomorrow. And if he can't, what do? You take Johnny Gargano with with maybe the guy from my God, that was injured, Shane Thorne,
Yeah.
from TM61.
Yeah.
Maybe put them together, but my opinion, and we talked about it before the podcast, and I want you to break it down. Who would you bring back tomorrow that could do an exciting ladder match against the Authors of Pain? Also be back where they belong, where wrestling matters, on NXT. Who would we bring back? I want you to tell.
Like you said, it would be amazing to see the return of American Alpha.
Holy shit. Just imagine the reaction of the people in Chicago, to have Chad and Jason Jordan coming out.
Yeah.
These kids are fucking unbelievable. Very great wrestlers. And unfortunately, they're being wasted on the main roster.
Definitely.
In 2-minute matches with guys like The Ascension where they can't do anything. So, to me, being back on NXT, to leave them there for a while, give their momentum back. What a great way to come back and beat the Authors of Pain in a live match.
It'd be amazing, yeah.
And then if the rumors were true anyway that they wanted to have a Johnny Gargano singles push, then they could bring Johnny Gargano either on the main roster or give him a singles push on NXT.
Oh, yeah?
Because Johnny Wrestling is absolutely amazing. I love DIY, and I want them to stay together. Yet, at the same time, a part of me wants Johnny Gargano to be a singles wrestler.
Of course.
Because as much as I love tag team wrestling, and I'm a big fan of tag team wrestling, there's just something about Johnny Gargano. We've seen the documentary. If you haven't, you can go on YouTube and just tap Johnny Gargano documentary. You'll see there's 2 of them, and you can listen and watch the video. It's absolutely amazing.
It's an old documentary before with NXT.
Yeah.
On the independents.
But it's still amazing. He tweeted out on his own Twitter that's if you want to know about him, just check it out. You know, we see the funny side on the Glorious Bombs videos. If you haven't seen it, you go check out the Glorious Bombs. Those videos are viral.
That's amazing.
And absolutely incredible. You know, Gargano and Ciampa having good time with Bobby Roode and the song, you know, it's funny.
Yeah.
And so you see that side of Johnny Gargano, a funny guy. You also see the dedication that he has to wrestling and that he lives for wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
They moved to Florida, to Orlando with his wife. And
they live together.
And Tommaso Ciampa also, the four of them in the house close to the Performance Center.
Exactly.
They live for wrestling.
Exactly, yeah, it shows. Yeah.
And they are amazing. They're at the Performance Center every fucking day.
Yes.
Training.
And on the road, yeah.
They're incredible. These guys are the best, you know, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. I'm a big Johnny wrestling fan.
Yeah, he's been wrestling for a long time, but he's still young.
He's still young, you know. He probably started wrestling before he was still in diapers then.
I don't know, but my God.
He wrestled, you know, like you hear about TJP starting wrestling at 11 years old and stuff like that. And it's incredible, you know. I'm sure Johnny was wrestling, you know, before he started walking.
Maybe, yeah. Must be, yeah.
Well, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, I know that Johnny has a world of potential.
Yeah.
And I wish for him, if he moved to main roster, would be to SmackDown, because on Raw, you know, I don't know how he would be. Well, he's still at least the same size as Finn Balor.
Well, yeah.
So I don't think size matters as much as it did before, but pure obvious. Wrestling standpoint,
that's obvious.
It'd be the new guy that you saw on TV having a 20 match, like Cesaro did a few years back, and Del Rio used to be like the guy that has the good wrestling match.
Right.
Be an upper mid card guy, but on SmackDown he has the chance, probably would have the chance to be world champion.
Right.
Because I can't fucking stand to see Randy Orton anymore. I hate Randy Orton. We'll come back to it later, but I am the biggest Randy Orton hater. No, I don't hate anybody. It's just a way of saying I can't stand to see Randy Orton on top anymore. This guy is a piece of shit. You've seen his Twitter rant against the independent wrestling and stuff like that. You know, and the fact that he was talking about he's got money and blah, blah, blah. Why are you saying that? Why are you putting down people? The only reason why you're on top, Randy, is because you kiss ass and because your dad, you know, probably sucked Vince McMahon's dick before.
Of course.
You know, it's a rated R podcast, but I mean, seriously, you know, Randy Orton has no fucking talent. He's a boring guy. The only good thing out of him is the fucking RKO. Anybody can do an RKO. You know, my grandma could do an RKO, for crying out loud.
I know.
And he's a fucking piece of shit. You know, he's a fucking piece of shit. I hate Randy Orton to death.
I know.
And I just want Randy Orton out of the spotlight where he doesn't belong.
No, but now we're talking about NXT Takeover.
Okay, good. Take me back to... that's why you're my co-host, buddy.
That's right.
To calm me down. Calm me down. Okay. Randy Orton. We're not going to talk about Randy Orton. It's NXT Takeover. But still, I hate Randy Orton. Yeah, NXT Takeover. Then we're going to have...
Now, if they have the match, DIY against Authors of Pain, if Ciampa is okay to wrestle, I predict DIY is going to win.
Yeah, I predict that DIY is going to win, but now I predict that it's going to be either canceled or somebody else will replace him.
If he can't wrestle, then we're going to see, yeah.
And I predict that if American Alpha make it, they'll win it too.
Yes.
And nothing against Authors of Pain. Big, good, young
That's
guys.
That's why they have a ladder match.
Yep, good wrestlers. Very improving in the ring.
They don't have to be pinned.
Yep, yeah. Very... I like them. I like the fact that they're managed by Paul Ellering.
I like
it.
Two big guys that can go, yeah.
Yep. And then Eric Young against Roderick Strong. You know, probably two underrated guys on NXT. Roderick Strong. You know, the vignettes they did. You know, and everything.
Yeah.
I think people are starting to get behind him, and we can see glimpses of his personality. He's a very quiet guy and everything, but in the ring, this guy delivers.
Oh yeah, he's great. And
I think that it is the start of his push. So I think that he's going to win.
Yeah, me too.
And Eric Young, you know, it's like with Sanity, kind of like with the Wyatts.
Exactly.
Wins and losses don't really matter.
That's right.
As long as they keep getting creepy and attack people.
A gimmick like that, you don't need it.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and Eric Young is very good, and I like the Sanity gimmick.
Me too.
The song itself is incredible, and I'd love to see a new incarnation of the Wyatts to eventually feud with Sanity. Would be incredible.
Definitely.
It would be incredible. So, we're both expecting a Roderick Strong win.
Yeah.
Or if Young wins, then it would Roderick Strong versus Young. Could be the start of a feud. So maybe Young's going to still win, and then they're going to face again at NXT during the SummerSlam weekend.
Probably, yeah.
NXT Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So, the other match, Asuka against
Nikki Cross. Ruby Riott.
Yeah, I expect Asuka to remain undefeated. I expect her to make it to the main roster undefeated.
No, I don't think so.
I think she's going to keep the NXT title and then just vacate it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Wow.
But like I told you before, I don't give a shit about women wrestling. So, but yeah, that's my take.
Well, she's going to win, yeah.
Yeah, I think she's going to win. She's good. You know, I said I don't like women's wrestling, but in the Asuka case, you know, I like watching her wrestle because I think that she could beat half the guys on the roster.
Oh, yeah. Kicks alone, yeah.
She's fucking crisp in the ring, man. She's, wow. I wouldn't cross her.
Yeah, definitely.
She's very good.
Yeah.
So, and... yeah, it's so true, you know. And I'm sure that a lot of guys would agree. Oh, I wouldn't cross her. She's fucking stiff, you know.
Well, yeah, just like Shinsuke Nakamura.
Yeah, kind of like... they make a great tag team.
Exactly.
Shinsuke and Asuka, wow.
There you go. Wow.
The king and the queen of strong style.
Wow. Next time.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so now we're moving on to the main event, Bobby Roode.
Yeah.
Facing...
Hideo Itami.
I expect Bobby Roode to retain the title. I know that a lot of people are predicting that Itami will win, but I think Bobby Roode's going to retain the title, at least until Takeover in Brooklyn.
Exactly. Me too, yeah.
He's going to cheat, but he's going to win.
Yes.
And Tyler Bate, the UK champion against Pete Dunne, I totally expect Pete Dunne to win.
Yeah, me too.
And I expect Pete Dunne to steal the show this weekend and prove that he is the future of this business. This kid has got everything. He's got a face you want to punch. So he's got that heel thing up to a T. Great guy.
It's going to be a great match, yeah.
And those guys on the 20, Tyler Bate is 20.
Yep.
Pete Dunne is 22 years old. Damn, you know?
That's amazing, yeah. Wow.
You know, you take the top 5 guys from the UK, and they don't even are the same age in Undertaker. You know, you take the Undertaker or Brock against Goldberg, and you get the whole roster in terms of age from the UK.
Exactly, I know.
So, you know, that, like I said before, I don't like part-timers, too much spotlight from young guys, but that's another topic, another podcast.
Well, yeah.
I'm very happy that, at least Goldberg and Undertaker are gone. So now, hopefully, Brock is on his winding down of his career and stuff like that. I can't stand to see old guys taking the spots of the younger and more talented wrestlers.
I know.
That's my take, but that's another podcast.
That's
okay.
For WrestleMania, at least.
Call me, Mike.
At least for now. It's only for WrestleMania season, so now we're back in the regular season, and the part-timers are gone. So.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
There you go.
I'm starting to hate WrestleMania season. The only reason I love WrestleMania season is the fact that there's so much wrestling, and because of NXT Takeover.
Exactly.
Next thing we'll know, Goldberg will be back on NXT. Goldberg, versus Kane. NXT Takeover. Why not?
Wow.
We love them old timers so much. Why push a guy like Roderick Strong or Drew McIntyre when we can bring back, maybe bring back Glacier and Ming, and why not, Animal of LOD and team him up with Ascension,
Yeah, I know, but there's not that.
No, I know, man. I'm just kidding, but...
They announced last week on the NXT show that at least they're going to tape some matches before TakeOver Chicago. You're going to have Drew McIntyre against Blake Wesley. They're going to have Aleister Black in a match that we're going to see on the future episodes of NXT.
Of NXT, yeah, exactly. And now on to Backlash. Backlash is going to be a good pay-per-view. Hopefully, Randy Orton will get it out of the way. Randy Orton against Jinder Mahal. First time ever. Hopefully, it's not going to be the main event. It won't be the last match on the card.
I don't think so.
I got nothing against Jinder. If you want to push somebody, do it slowly. You can't have a guy being, like a bottom feeder on Raw and like the week after being the number one contender. It's got to be gradual push.
I know.
And now he's a main event. It adds up. He beats AJ Styles. It seems so hurried. It's like, whoa, take your time. Take your time.
It was out of nowhere, yeah.
Exact. I got nothing against it because we complain all the time. It's always the same fucking guys like Orton and Cena. But this time around, I totally agree. It's fun to see Jinder.
Yeah.
But it should have been done a little bit slowly.
Right.
Yeah, but I expect Orton to retain.
Yeah.
And to fucking suck like he always does. He's been sucking in the ring for the past 12 years. Why not suck for another 12 months,
Yeah.
Why not keep the belt on Orton until he's 57 years old, Why not?
Why not?
Why not? And let American Alpha on the bench and not wrestle on SmackDown. No, I'm not. Deep breaths. Okay.
That's right.
Cool. Deep breaths. Okay, perfect. Ty Dillinger on the pre-show. On the pre-show? Damn. Anyway.
At least he's there.
Yeah, at least he's there against the Drama King, it in English. So I expect very quick. And even though I love English, I think Ty's... I've said it before. I love the Perfect 10 gimmick. I love Ty Dillinger. He deserves so much. Hopefully, it's the start of a push.
I hope so.
So the Perfect 10 will light up the crowd and steal the show.
Well, yeah, definitely.
Even if it's the pre-show, he's going to steal the pre-show.
Definitely, yeah.
Fuck, Ryback was the king of the pre-show. Now, hopefully, it won't be Ty.
Well, at least it's going to be featured in Chicago.
Yeah, exact. And then, I'm very happy about it. Breezango, the Fashion Police, whatever you want to call them, having a feud and having Spotlight. The Fashion Police files are so funny.
Oh, yeah.
And now facing the Usos, I expect it to be a show stealer.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
And I expect the Usos to retain for now, but I expect it to be the start of a major feud.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very happy about Breezango having the Spotlight.
Yeah, me too. Yeah,
especially for Fandango, because he's been there for such a long time, and they crapped on him, the first time it was over with his music after WrestleMania 2013 when he wrestled Jericho 2014.
Right.
So now he's back on the spotlight, and his guy, as you saw, if you haven't watched Southpaw Regional Wrestling,
oh, so funny.
Fandango and Cena.
Oh my God.
Oh, Fandango was just absolutely incredible. He has that, alcoholic guy, with shaved head. He was awesome. And Tyler Breeze was great too as the champion with his fake mustache. But I love these guys.
Oh yeah.
And they deserve all the spotlight in the world. And I'm very happy for them.
Me too. Yeah, that's good.
So, and the Usos, are allowed to shine even though they don't wrestle on TV, but at least their promos, you can see their personalities, their wits. And these guys just want to have a beer with them. As heels, I'm not convinced that it's really where they should be, but they are extraordinary guys, and one of my favorite tag teams of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'm very happy for the Usos, and hopefully, they're it's a Hall of Fame career they're having right now.
Well, yeah, of course,
definitely.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a good match.
Definitely.
Very, very good match, and then Shinsuke Nakamura against Dolph Ziggler. I expect it to be a great match.
Oh yeah.
I expect it to be longer match than people expect. It's not going to be a squash.
I hope so.
And it could close out the show. I think it could be the main event.
I don't think so. I think it's going to be AJ Styles and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, that's another possibility. But I wouldn't mind.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't mind
having Nakamura being the main event.
Oh, me too. Me too. I wouldn't mind.
And I expect Nakamura to win in a good match.
Yeah, of course. It was
a good match.
A great match.
Because Dolph Ziggler, as we said before, no matter what you say about Dolph, in the ring, is pure gold. He's one of the best in the world.
Oh yeah, of course.
So he's going to be a great first opponent for Shinsuke on the main roster.
A great debut.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The main roster.
I expect it to be a very good match.
It's going to be great. Yeah.
Great match. And then KO. And AJ Styles.
That's going to be awesome.
That's going to be awesome. That's going to be probably one of the match of the year. They're allowed to wrestle a longer period.
Yeah.
I expect AJ to win the title, but I think KO is going to retain, if it makes any sense. I think it's the start of a feud. So I think KO is going to keep the title for now, but it's only the beginning of a major feud.
Oh yeah, of course. It's going to be the whole summer, yeah.
What do you think?
I think AJ's going to win the title.
You think good. I agree that you disagree. So
we're going to find out. Huh?
We're going to find out, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm happy when people disagree with me on Twitter because that's the whole fucking point.
That's the point about wrestling, yeah.
You can agree to disagree, and I disagree when you... No, I agree when you agree, and I agree when you disagree. I don't care. It's as long as we all respectful of each other's opinion. I never made fun of anybody when their opinions are respectful. What I don't like is seeing Randy Orton bullying people like he did on Twitter and making fun of Bubba Ray Dudley.
That's not fun.
Saying an old, out of shape guy. First of all, Randy Orton, you're thin motherfucker. You look like a guy I could take out with one punch. You don't look like a wrestler. You look just like like nothing. And who the fuck do you think you are? I fucking hate this guy. Anyway. So Bubba Ray, that would be fun if he punched his clock before the match, so he wouldn't make it to the match. And they'd have to have Jinder facing, I don't know, maybe Sami Zayn for a title match. Anyway, let's get back to AJ Styles against, not AJ Styles, Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin. I kind of expect it to be a win for Baron, even though I would love Sami to win from time to time, but... Yeah. they're building the underdog story. So I think Baron's going to win. He needs it, especially after he lost his feud with Dean.
I think so, yeah.
So I think he's going to win.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And Harper against Rowan is going to be a good match. I love both guys.
Two big guys can go, yeah.
I expect Rowan to steal this one.
No, I think Harper's going to win.
Harper's going to win? I expect.
Because Rowan beat him on SmackDown. So.
Yeah, you're right. But if they want to keep the feud going, could be an upset to have Rowan win clean.
Yeah, we'll see.
Then they could keep, the feud going.
Yeah.
So, the weekend's fast approaching, and today, 3:30 p.m. If you don't listen to this, then you just made my list. It's going to be the UK.
3 o'clock Eastern Time on the WWE Network.
Yeah, it almost looks like we're working for the WWE, but we're not. But don't only $9.99, $11.99 here in Canada, and you're going to see the UK first special, hosted by Jim Ross and Nigel McGuinness.
Yeah,
and it's going to be 90 minutes of pure hard-hitting action this afternoon.
And Tyler Bate will defend his title.
Oh yeah, Tyler Bate. I love the guy.
Yeah,
I love the guy. 20 years old. Man,
it's going to be good. Yeah.
Great. Looking forward to see it.
Yeah, definitely.
So have a great weekend, everyone. You can post your comments on my Twitter handle @DumGhostHunter or on my Facebook page, Dumb Ghost Hunter Paranormal. And, you can you can listen to my podcast on my podcast Bring It On. It's on my YouTube channel, Dominic Bouchard, under my name. And you can also read my articles on my website, zwrestletalk.com. And, like I said before, if you agree with what I say, great. If you don't, even greater. And, all right. Have a great weekend, everyone.